right, there we go. Good day to you, people of the internet. Welcome to the Antiquated Nerds Podcast, Episode 7. Board games and board game related things. I am the tech support ninja, and with me today I have Vexed Hulk.
I'm Vexed wearing a Deadpool T-shirt.
Very
So
good.
maybe there'll be an alliance sometime soon.
With Deadpool, Marvel. You talking about? Are you trying?
Yeah,
Are you trying to get? Are you trying to get sponsored? Are you trying to get sponsored with Marvel?
that would be awesome.
I mean, yeah, that
Please
would be
sponsor
awesome.
me, Marvel.
Sponsor me, somebody. I will take your money. I will do things for you. No, we're not doing this for money. Well, money would be nice, but no. This is mostly just because we love talking about this sort of thing. We thought it'd be fun to make other people laugh. That's kind of our whole deal. Anyways, so yes, we are the antiquated. All right, sorry, things. Yes, Lark. He's happening to me. Yeah, so please sponsor us. Thing. Da, da, da. Though actually, I do want to say that I do have partnership with Humble Bundle. They are an amazing service that provides discounted rates for large stacks of software, books, games, and other things that you can download online. They provide it at a discount, and a huge chunk of it goes to charity. If you go to the link down below in the comments, there you can it'll take you to their site, and also it will automatically direct it to a charity of my choice, which is the Lions Foundation Guides of Canada, which is basically where most people get their seeing eye dogs in Canada. That's where they go to get them bred, trained, and ready to go. And I have stories of that, which I'll go into another time, but we're not talking about charities here. Maybe that'll be one day. Today we are talking about board games. So, yes. Looking at
We
you.
all grew up with board games,
Yeah,
especially us. We didn't have the internet back then,
we
so
technically
we
we
kind of
did.
relied on our board games.
Well, board games was like the way to have fun without having to hit people or like have a Nintendo. It was a thing you did when it was one of the things you did. To me, having a board game, doing board games in general, was what we had when we went to like family parties or family get-togethers, and we weren't allowed to like play tag or run around the house. We had to sit in one place, and these were like old people, like for our standards back
That's
then,
true, yeah.
and they didn't even have they didn't even have like a Super Nintendo. No, they if we were lucky, they had like an old Commodore, and even then, just no. But they always had Monopoly, Risk, Trouble. What was that? Sorry,
Yeah.
all those old ass board games that we loved as children, and they just so yeah, that's what we're just talking about today. We're talking about our memories of board games. What was our favorite board games? What board games did we enjoy? Which ones did we hate? What are house rules? And what were they about?
House rules. Oh,
Oh yeah, no, we're talking about house rules. We are talking about oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh, and I do need to point out, yes, Jeremy's on is in our chat right now. Uh Jeremy, Mr. Belize boy, could not make the podcast today. He is experiencing some personal issues, and so that's why it's just me and Vex today. We'll hope to have to see him next week, and maybe he can come in and like give us a few of his favorite board games at the maybe either in chat or next time. But yeah,
yeah.
so oh yeah, and yes, we are going to be talking about house rules because house rules were a huge deal when I was a kid. Every game I played had house rules,
Oh, yeah.
and
Nobody ever followed the instructions.
yeah, especially when you had that one guy who knew the rules, but he
Oh,
didn't. But he knew that because you didn't, he could screw around with him a bit so that he would win.
oh yeah. Of
Uh
course, we all have that older cousin.
yeah, cousin, brother. I'm, I'm looking at you. I know you're watching. I never forgot. and I never forgave. All right.
We will never ever forget you.
Never. Oh, unless I want
All
to.
those games that you won against us,
And
and
then
you knew
it's
that we were playing better than you, so you
yeah.
changed rules on us.
So yeah, no, it turns out that free parking isn't at will. Like
No,
get $200, but you have to call it 3 times and like do a circle. Lying putts.
turns
That
out free parking is just that. It's just free parking.
was just the space you're supposed to be, so you don't have to spend money. It was just
Exactly.
a nothing space. You don't freaking put money into a middle. The money that's lost is what it is. Lost.
See, we all had that too.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. And every time I questioned it, everyone's like, nah, that's how it is. And we didn't have the
Yeah,
internet back
exactly.
then. We didn't have the
No,
internet. No one, there
like
was
you
no
start off
way
the
to do
game, put
like,
$50 in the middle, and whoever lands on free parking gets the money.
yeah, no, that was bullshit. Like, and for some reason, everyone thought that. Where did that come from?
I don't
Like,
know where it came from.
I mean, I'm thinking I have literally been around the world. I'm talking like I have been, Canada. We're in Canada right now. I have been to central United States. I have gone as far, like I've gone to Eastern Europe, and they all have the same goddamn thing where they believe that the money you spend goes in the middle, and then if you land on free parking, you get the money or some variation thereof. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
Well, obviously, one person made it up, and then everybody else said, "Oh, that's a great idea." So they
yeah.
all continued it.
And I mean, like, yeah. Well, yes, it's a great, yeah. Like, but at the same
Look, the
time,
money's
it's
right there. You can see it.
yeah, like, yeah. See, even in this was pulled from like their official sites.
Yeah, there's money in the middle.
Yeah,
Yet it's not in their rule book.
like yeah, and you're also yeah. Oh wait, hold on. You're also supposed to buy properties on your turns. You don't have to go around the board once. Yeah, what was up with that
No,
one too?
exactly.
And like,
That's true.
and this is super weird because this was never stuff. Like this was one of the stuff that like we learned from the internet. That's just somehow people knew this. And
Yeah.
like because the thing is that when the actual rules themselves were in super tiny writing on a small sheet of paper that looked like it was just there to keep the stuff padded down, when you opened up the box often it just kind of flew away, you never even thought about it, and like that was the first thing to disappear, so no one knew how to play, and it was just
No.
done by some kind of like tribal tradition. Like if you ever want to understand how information is lost over the generations, you just look at Monopoly House rules.
Oh yeah.
That's
Like
literally
I
what it
didn't even
is.
know there was an instruction manual.
Yeah, like it blew my mind when I opened a box once and there it was just on the box, like in the little inside bit. I'm like,
Like,
whoa.
wait a minute. There's
There,
official rules.
like I didn't realize this. Where was this? Then like I read them like, where's the thing about the free parking? Like,
Yeah.
was the free
Where's free
parking a
parking?
lie? Like, wait. You
Like
could
we
you could you could just say no. You could say like yeah. If they said no to buying it, you could buy it from them in auction. What's this? Like,
like we had a debate. Like, are we supposed to like put 50 in the middle or 100 or 500? Like we're looking in the instructions. Like it doesn't say.
wow. Jeremy's still a part of this conversation. He's just part of it,
Yeah.
like in writing. You are all okay. Hold on. Let me try to do it in his cadence. You're also supposed to buy properties on your turns. You don't have to go around the board once. The video game lets you collect money now because I can't even do it. So many have made up that rule. It's now called custom mode. Scrabble
Yeah.
has crazy rules too. If you ever read them from the manual too. Yeah, actually, I have played Scrabble. I have played Scrabble. Like apparently there's a dozen other ways to get extra points. Like if you use like there's now a special dictionary specifically for Scrabble. Like what words are good, and there's a lot of words that aren't even in the dictionary. Uh,
Uh,
because they are like what's considered a proper noun or not. Uh, and like apparently you get extra points like for using all your letters. If you get some kind of extra point thing if you bounce off of two separate things. and like again, it's
Wow.
all like it's all these weird extra things.
I don't
Okay,
really know anything about Scrabble.
yeah, I have a friend who is
Weibo.
super into Scrabble. Like that's basically a lot how it is. We always for me it was always I had that one friend who really loved that one game, and so whenever I wanted to play that game, or if I ever wanted to hang out with that friend, that was what was involved. If I wanted to
Oh.
go over to this friend's house, it was to play Scrabble. It was to have wine and play Scrabble. Or when I was like, because we were like teenagers and like we're sophisticated people, we have wine. If I wanted to like, or if I wanted to play Risk, I went over to this guy's basement and we drank rum and played Risk. Like,
So
which
every different board game was a different kind of alcohol.
yeah, Monopoly was straight up bourbon. Uh, it's like
Wow.
and
Okay.
a match because you gotta burn that shit. Um, and like it's kind of like that. That's like you. I mean, to play a board like I mean, yes, we're talking about when we were kids, so technically it was Coca Cola or Pepsi or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you went over to that guy to have Fanta and play Fanta and Sorry, like drink Fanta, play Sorry. That was kind of how it was. Ah, Ouija Bow. What's Ouija Bow? Hold on. You have to take a shot after every move and roll of the dice when playing Risk.
Well, the dice. Well, you always have to play the dice when you attack somebody.
Yeah, I mean you roll the dice. Yeah, well, like that's how you do attacks in Risk. Like you roll the dice and yeah, Risk
Yes,
is a
because well,
okay.
every time you take a territory, you take a
Yeah,
shot. That's pretty good.
yeah. Or you take a territory, you get you get a territory, take a shot.
Yeah.
You wipe your army, you take a shot. You get
Oh
a
shit.
you get Australia, you chug. Yeah, that's yeah. If you manage to claim all of Australia, you gotta grab the person who lost it has to take the giant can of Foster's and chug the whole thing.
Wow.
Not because it's to get drunk,
Nobody's
because
gonna survive.
Foster's is shite beer, so you have to endure it. Fight me, Aussie fucks. Like, I'm gonna bleep that in the. I'm gonna bleep that in post. Uh, oh, okay. So, but no, seriously. Okay, so yeah, back on topic though. Yes, finger holes. Yeah, so
Finger. Yeah.
kind of got ahead of myself. Yeah, like all right, so yeah, like well, okay, so I'm talking way too much, Mister. My camera's flipped. Mister Hulk there. What were your games? What were did you like? What were your experiences?
Well, see, when I grew up, uh, every weekend we used to go over to my grandparents' country place, which is about 3 hours away from home, and there's no internet. The only TV there we had was controlled by my grandfather. If we didn't like what he was watching, we had no choice but to play board games or cards.
Oh,
So one of the most popular games when the whole family was there was Monopoly, so everybody could participate. But if we were just two people that wanted to play something, we would play Risk.
what
And
two
more
player
often than
Risk?
not, yeah, we used to play Risk as a kid. I played Risk a lot.
Huh. Okay, like two people.
Yeah,
I was
just
like,
two people. That's how I
oh,
learned how to play Risk. Just
hold on.
one on one with my dad.
I gotta look this up. Hold on, because like okay, no, keep talking, but I'm gonna.
All right, while you look it up, I'll just keep telling. Yeah. So I started playing Risk with my dad. He taught me how to play. As of course, as a child, he dominated me every single time.
All right.
As I would expand too much, I would like thin out my armies, and he would just take over. Then this one time, I started dominating him. I had pretty much the whole map, and I cornered him in Australia. I had probably 3-1 armies to him. I went to take over Australia, and he beat me, even though I had him 3-1.
Jesus Christ. All right, hold on. The game board components. Where's the amount of players that you're supposed to have?
Pretty sure
Oh yeah,
minimum's
two. All
two.
right, 2 to 6. Yeah,
Yeah, we used to
I
play
I,
two players.
I don't know. I feel like you couldn't play it if you didn't have like three or more. I always felt like it was a three. It had to be a minimum 3 player game because otherwise, then
Yeah.
just two people fighting each other. Like,
No, you start off and not all the territories are claimed, so you have to move up and
uh,
all that. You take them away from like the gray player.
okay.
Two players had a different set of rules from like three or more.
I mean, okay. Oh yeah. I'm just looking at this. Oh yeah. Risk for 2 player game rules. This version is
Yeah,
played like regular rules with one crucial exception. Along with your armies and those of your opponents, there are also neutral armies on the board that act as a buffer between you and your opponent. This
yeah,
feature
exactly.
gives the 2 player version much the same strategic flavor as the regular Risk game. Setup. Oh, I'm gonna read this all through now, aren't I? Oh, dude. No, no. Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, this isn't. This is. I know about to do the setup for this. The
Yeah.
2 players each select a complete set of armies. Then either of them picks the third set to be neutral. Take 40 infantry pieces from each of the 3 sets and claim territories in the following manner. Remove a secret mission cards and the 2 wild cards from the risk card deck. Shuffle the pack and deal the cards face down into 3 equal piles. Both you and your opponent choose a different pile. The remaining pile is neutral.
Yep.
Place one of your infantry onto each of the 14 territories shown on the risk cards in your pile. Your opponent does the same. Then place one neutral infantry onto each of the remaining 14 neutral territories. After every territory on the board has been claimed, you and your opponent take turns placing the remaining armies. Place 2 infantry onto any one of 2 territories that you occupy. Place one neutral army onto any neutral territory you want, placing it to block your opponent's possible advances. After all armies have been placed on the board, return the 2 wild cards to the risk card deck, shuffle the deck, and start to play. So, okay, so basically the neutrals they don't move, but you still have to try to take
No.
them the standard way.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not really a challenge. It's just something to no. It's something more to do. And we
yeah,
can't
okay,
just conquer like whatever we want.
all right,
And
fair
whoever
enough.
we want, we have to like actually beat the neutral player.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. That's actually makes. I wonder if you can end up screwing up really bad and the neutral player wins.
It's never happened.
Oh,
They don't have that many. They don't have that many armies.
yeah.
Armies.
Then again, I have seen some man. I have seen things like really messed up things. Like oh, okay. I'm gonna tell one of my stories. So we like one of the fun things we do is like we like to when I was playing with my friends a long time ago, back when we played Risk all the time. We had this thing where we would say like what kind of armies we were like. Oh, I am part of the dictatorship of the Western coalition of people who talk like this and like stuff like that, and of course you'd say what kind of army was fighting which army and so I think I forget which country it was. It was like one of the Russian ones, like kind of between Russia and China, and
Yugoslav. No, not Yugoslavia.
I don't remember one of those ones, and we just kept like there was one unit that was basically keeping the entirety of the like because the Western force managed to sneak like from the Americas over in through Japan into Europe, and that guy was just sitting there, and he was basically the only thing keeping like that advance from happening. And every time you rolled, he would roll a 6 or a 5, and they could never, no matter how many times they would roll, they could not beat him. And we just kept coming. We started coming up with the story like there is just some madman with a shotgun sitting on top of a mountain on a case of vodka. We started calling him Crazy Ivan, and like okay, it's time to fight Crazy Ivan again. Roll. And it looks like Crazy Ivan wiped out our tanks.
Holy shit! With his
Like
shotgun.
yeah, crazy bastard with a shotgun. There must be a lot of cocaine in that vodka. But like and when they finally got him, it's like we shall stay here and skip a turn in memory
Yeah.
of Crazy Ivan, that glorious
Don't mess.
bastard.
Don't mess with him.
Yeah, damn man. But yeah, like every time like there would be a moment where like a single soldier managed to hold like we would go, Ivan's back.
Oh, great. Stay away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, there's two of them. All right, let's attack. Oh no, it's only Ivan. Oh, I'm gonna steer away.
It's like, okay, Ivan's there. We're gonna just. It's like, ah, yes, Mongolia's safe for now. 'Cause Ivan is vacationing there or something. Yeah, and of course, like, so when you play, did you have like your strategy? What was your country of choice in Risk?
We always tried to go for Australia because
Yes,
since it's the easiest one to protect.
yeah, you had
Uh,
the
then
only
my
one.
second one was always South America because there's only 2 points that you have to
Yeah,
protect.
that those were always the way to do it. You know what? I went.
As long as you like keep those, and you like at least get one. No, you take over one territory, you still get a card. Then you just go back to your continent.
I would do the. I did mine a bit differently. It would be I would go Africa. I would try to take Africa, go center, and my strategy was never to expand and try to take as much as possible, but to have like one avenue, either like just find the spot where I want to take the most. Sometimes strategically, looking at the guy who decided not to put all of his defensive army, like, at in like to defend one of my points, but often because I thought that guy that I was playing with was a douche and I needed to take him out first. Um, I would, and like, so what my goal was, I would grab Africa. I would get, because that place had all the extra points. You had a lot of extra stuff if you held all of Africa,
Oh yeah,
and so I would hold it and, like, just try to squeeze into one of those places just enough so that they couldn't get the bonus. And that way I
uh,
was getting all the bonuses and they were struggling to try not, like, try to keep me. And eventually my army would be bigger than theirs. And eventually I would win. But then eventually they would realize that I'm the guy that they should be afraid of. And eventually I would die.
yeah, because they align themselves together on top
Yeah.
to get you.
Yeah, like, the so the Bleep Brenos alliance was quite common because,
Uh,
I was the only one who had a strategy. Everyone else was, I want to kill people and take over their land because, America or whatever. I played a lot in the States too.
of course.
Um, but yeah, so yeah, those were the good times. Yeah, but there's always the guy who took Australia, the guy who takes, like, I'm from America, so I'm gonna take America, and then there's like no one would touch Europe or Russia because that was so many
It's
open
so
points.
hard to keep that.
Yeah,
I mean,
and like,
it's 7 armies per turn, but there's so many places to attack from.
exactly, so no one would want to take those, and like it's like, oh, I was gonna take, and then like you had that one guy who actually knew how to play, and that was where he would just put everything,
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah. I would either go for South America or if somebody else already had Aus- no. If somebody already had Australia, I'd go South America, or else I would try to push for Australia. Just take a territory every turn
Yeah,
until I could collect, trading my cards for armies.
that always works. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, if you can. Yeah. Also, I didn't know that, like, technically the game actually does have a set ending point. I don't know if you know this, but apparently I don't know if it's a like yeah, it
No, I never knew that there was an ending point.
no, there is. The game doesn't end when both teams when one team has taken over the other completely. It ends when you run out of cards,
Oh,
and then from there it's like it's like how many individual places you have conquered, plus
your armies?
we getting a Coke sponsor. I saw a Coke. When did you see it? Where did you see a Coke can? Like when I drink Coke. It's my
Oh, it's
thing.
because he's drinking Coke. Not a Coke sponsor. Hey, if that counts. No, drinking Pepsi here.
Oh yeah.
Pepsi,
Okay. So all right,
sponsor me.
Coke, Pepsi. Which one of you gonna sponsor us? First one to do it wins. I am not above giving handies. I mean, oh my god, I'm getting really bad today. Okay,
Ooh,
I'll bleep that out in the post. Uh,
lots of post editing.
oh my god, I have so much work ahead of me. the more I go past the PG-13 mark, the more I have to work. Uh but the damn it. But I got off track here. Yeah, the rest, the house rules. Yeah, there is an ending to Risk. The
Yeah,
idea
never
is
died.
when you run out of cards, when you're done doing the cards, like when you actually use your cards and you get your armies,
Mhm.
there's actually a little line at the bottom that says how many you'll get based on how much you do. There's actually a growth to it, and
Ah,
there's a bit of strategy in that too. It's not just like grab your army, fight them, and go. See, you play by a house rule. You play by a simplified rule. You're actually supposed
yeah.
to like,
After we ran out of cards, we just shuffle them and like go again.
yeah, no, you that's not how it works. As soon as you run out of cards, you're supposed to. That's supposed to be it. Game over. You calculate I think you calculate how many cards you have, how many territories you currently have, and then there's a bonus for like having complete nations and stuff, and you put all that to get. Oh my god, two people with the Pepsi and the Coke. Coke is better. You lose Vex 2-1. Uh, you put all that stuff together, and then boom, whoever has the most points in the end wins. That's how you win.
Ah,
I mean, yes, you can play Total Annihilation version, but
yeah.
those are
Well,
the games.
but that's what we always did.
Yeah, but those are the games that last like 6 or 7 days and end friendships
Well,
because
I used to play with my dad and my cousins, and they ended in like in hours
you
or
know,
whenever we had to go to bed.
yeah, it's like whoever, play up to a certain point and then you're done.
Yeah,
But that's the wrong way to do things. You're doing it wrong. You're playing
well,
by
that's
a
the only
house
way I
rule
do
that
it.
you didn't know about. And
I
I'm
like my
not.
house rules.
You know who I'm talking about. I'm looking at you. My camera's getting really huge right now. All right. That's right. My camera doesn't fit my frame. So, that says hi. Uh, all right, but yeah. So Risk, yeah. Again, another thing. You play by insane house rules. Uh, and
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that was an insane game. Yeah, like, and I love. Okay, we're gonna do drinking game and like those game thing rules after all this. But yeah, let's also
yeah.
talk about another game that you brought up, which I don't know. I thought about it. I didn't really realize anything about it. Oop, that's not it. Damn it! No, bad
What?
system. We're good. I want to talk about Operation.
Oh yeah.
This game. This game right here. This guy. Look at this
If
guy.
anything could stress you out, oh,
Yeah.
this is the youngest one. I never owned this game, but only a friend had it, and I played it every opportunity I got.
Oh yeah, you were that
I,
friend.
yeah, I was that friend. I went over to his house just to play that game.
Ah, yeah. No,
It was
that
great.
it. It is.
Like
It was a fun
I,
game. Well, like you know what?
it was really fun, but I lost a lot of pieces inside the game
Yeah, that's really frustrating. Yeah, I remember.
because those tweezers they're really small, and you try not to touch the edges so much that you just lose the part.
Mhm. And I mean, yeah, and also fun fact, you don't realize it, but there is electrical current in there to make that go. If you're touching the metal bit with it, you actually do get a shock.
Really,
Yes,
I never got a shock.
I think it was more so when it
I
was game.
don't think.
I felt the tingling in my fingertips when I would purposely touch the edges and hold it just to get the beep. I'm like, why do my fingers tingle? Why does that feel like
Oh,
oh right, oh my god, I'm being electrically shocked right now.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it's two AA batteries or a D battery or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Board games that run on batteries. My god.
Yeah.
Oh. And yeah, it's but yeah, no, this was a weird one. Like overall, like how old is
Like,
this
no,
game?
he's sick. He doesn't smile.
Yeah, yeah. Why you think he smiles? Why would a sick man smile? Like
I mean,
first
he's got
off,
a wrench.
like
He's
he's
got like animals inside of him.
yeah. Also keep in mind, like he's cut open in like what one, two, three,
Exactly.
four, five, six, 10 different places. He's got different like he's cut open with those things sticking in him. No anesthetic, completely awake.
Yeah.
and you're literally just you're not even a real doctor. You're just some dude who just walks in, grabs a pair of tweezers, and starts ripping pieces out of him willy nilly, touching the sides, causing him to have concussion and die.
Like every time we touch the side, he's having a seizure.
That's to play game wet for a real challenge. Yeah, that's yeah. You want
Wet,
to play?
yeah.
You want to really play a hard game? Yeah, just soak up your fingers a little bit. Ah, map, map. Oh my god, that's The Simpsons. There was a thing from The Simpsons. That's where I remember that from. Homer was playing Operation, and he was literally getting electrical shocks while
All
trying
right.
to do the
Yeah.
wishbone. Ah, and then his mom had to run in and swipe it away with a broom. Oh my god. Yes, Parker Brothers. Yeah, I always wanted
Yeah.
who are the Parker Brothers, and where the hell did they get off making these games without proper instruction manuals?
Oh, they didn't have instruction manuals. They just threw the game at you.
Well, I mean, sure there was supposed to be a paper, but then again, I was 5 years old. I was going to read.
Yeah.
No, I trusted that my oldest brother, or well, my older brothers, to know the rules. Like,
Yeah, they
how?
should automatically just know the rules and tell me what they are.
Well, they're the ones who could read. Like,
True.
I didn't want to read. I was 5. TV was a thing, and and there was and yeah, and then of course that's where I learned a lot about a lot of house rules, which at the time I didn't know were house rules. So it's like, oh, so wait, when you land on this place, you get it, but if I do it, I don't. Yeah, that's a rule, but
Yeah, of
why?
course.
I know I learned so many games wrong because of my brothers and the fact that they wanted to
Evil,
win.
evil brothers.
Oh my god, I have horrible brothers. Like the kind who so many people are like this, but they were my first taste of people who will lie to you so that they can so they can win. That
Yeah.
was my family. Uh,
See, luckily, I'm one of the older cousins,
uh,
so I didn't really know the rules, but I just like told my cousins the rules that my parents told me. So I wasn't lying to them, and I
you
still
just
followed all the rules that I told my cousins.
you were
So
just
I was actually good.
you were just playing you were playing by the rules of tradition,
Yeah,
the old
we were
country
playing by
rules.
our custom house rules, which I
Ex-
thought were the real
yeah,
rules.
no one told you there were house rules.
No,
Like, why'd you why is the pot why do you have to cut off the sides of the roast? Because the pot was small. No one
yeah,
knew that. Uh that's all I have a whole thing about that, but we're not even gonna go near that. That's like real philosophical shit. We're talking about board games. But yeah, no, that's so insane though. But then again, it's really hard to have house rules for this game. It's basically you take turns. The guy to have the most pieces taken out win. You don't get to take it out if you touch the side, and then you touched it because you're like, and then you're like, ah. Like either way, if someone makes a noise,
well, you can either go, as long as you don't touch the side, you keep going, or
yeah.
everybody takes their turn. Well,
Well, yeah. I mean, then again, I'm pretty sure both it doesn't really matter at that point. Both rules kind of work.
yeah,
I don't like the idea. I personally don't like the idea. Like if it is a rule that the person who can pull him keeps going, because then that creates a very unfair game for like that. It's kind of like playing like a fighting game where you go over to the guy's house who owns the fighting game, and he went and did all that work to unlock all the players. So he's mastered all the players, and it's your first time playing. But he calls you a new bitch for not having learned all the things in the first round. You're trying to hit him with a high punch, and he's just doing special, he's just shooting fireballs
just
from the air,
throwing Hadoukens at you
and
while you're
you're like,
trying to figure out
ah!
how to
It's like,
punch.
like how do you Hadouken? He's like, you should have learned. Like
Right,
from what?
Jeremy? That's how I learned how to play video games with Jeremy.
But he knew all the games.
Well, he had played Street Fighter in the arcade and all that. So this one time I
Oh,
went to the arcade with him, and he's throwing Hadoukens at me, and I don't even know how to block it.
what the? Oh, okay, hold on. Just
So I
just
used
for
to get flawless victories against me
Well,
in Street
obviously,
Fighter.
because that's how it happens. Judging, but yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe that was the pot roast story. Was the pot roast story? It's a thing. It's not even a story. It's like
It's a saying.
it's a like it's an explanation. It is like a thing people talk. It's a way of explaining the idea of like why people doing things only doing things wrong because that's what people were shown.
Yeah.
There's you
Like the story is, there's a woman that keeps cutting her pot, her pot roast, and somebody asked her, "Why do you always cut your pot roast?" Because my grandmother did it. Turns out the grandmother only cut the pot roast because her pot was only so big,
it
so
couldn't
she was
fit.
cutting her pot roast for no reason.
Yeah, that's the story. That's how it goes. Yeah.
It's not an actual
Uh
story.
oh, you're one of those guys that skipped school to go to the arcade. I was never that kid. I was one.
Yeah.
I was the good kid. I was the kid who stayed, who went to school and never studied. I was just sitting in there because I had nowhere else to go and nothing else to do. And they were like, "Why are you even here if you're not going to study?" And I'm like, "Where else can I go? You won't let me leave because I followed the rules like an idiot." Uh,
Yeah, well, Jeremy's lucky. He had an arcade 2 blocks away from his school.
Oh yes. Oh, we're not talking about arcades though. Like, if you want to start
No.
talking about arcades, I have stories. That's for another episode. Someone write that down. Um, no. Okay, back to board games. So yeah,
All right. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that was yeah, that was one of them. Like honestly, this is one of the few games where like having house rules wasn't that big a deal because it's not
No, it's
hard
not
to
that
have
big.
a house rule. I mean, like unless like even especially like another good drinking game. Get yourself good and faced. Like by like every
Yeah.
time you buzz, you get buzzed.
Yeah.
Take a shot every time you screw up, or better, yeah, take a shot every time you get one. That way it evens the playing field.
That's true.
Like doctor's got shaky hands from all that tequila. Yes. By the way, when you play this game, the drink of choice is tequila. I think we got that established. But Scrabble is wine, Risk is rum, Monopoly is bourbon, and uh, Operation is tequila. Okay,
Wow.
we're gonna get them all. Every one of these is gonna have one. Yeah, high school should have arcades in the
They
cafeteria,
should have arcades.
but they're all gonna be either like super educational games or like those really cheap ones that like don't really do anything. Like they don't really like all they do is like it's like the like a cheap version of Pac-Man. And then because it's a high school, because it's a public
They
school, they're
try to
never gonna.
teach you something.
Yeah, it's like oh, if you want to make it to the next level, you what's 5 plus 7? Like then
Then you guess, 13. Like, nope, game over. Insert another quarter.
yep. It's like and then of course the schools realize that there's a revenue stream going on, so they purposely teach kids math wrong, so they
Oh
just keep pumping
shit.
quarters. Uh,
5 times 5, 25. Wrong.
like but
Like,
but
but 5 times 5 is 25.
lies. Oh,
Yep.
okay. So the operation guy does not have genitals of any kind.
No, he doesn't. He has a stomach. That's about it.
Yeah, he has a bread basket, which I guess
Yeah.
covers his
Well, I
tiny,
guess
tiny genitals.
that could no mean genitals. No,
Like what you?
breadbasket.
No, the bread basket is what you call the stomach.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's what it is. It's a bread basket. He's just so fat that you can't see his junk. That's how it works. He's that kind of fat, which has to be like, which also makes you think that then that means that he's standing up because even if you're like super fat that it covers your balls, that oh my god, we're going there. That if you lie down, it'll just kind of like sink upward. So then that means that he's
He's
standing.
really fat.
He's literally
Yeah,
standing there, being prodded at. Oh my god, we are
great.
horrible people. What's wrong with
No
us?
wonder he's so upset.
Yeah, seriously, Jesus Christ.
Like, just stand there while we operate and try to take this junk out of you.
Oh god. Like, do they even make this game anymore? I know they do make this game. I
They
remember
probably
because
do.
I played this like 5, 6, 7, maybe not anymore. It was like 10 years ago. Jesus Christ, I'm old. I forgot we're antiquated nerds.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
for old people.
like I sometimes you forget. Okay, so like
Because we're old. That's why.
uh yeah, we're so old we forget that we're old.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, let's just move to though this fun little game. Don't know why the picture is this, but all right.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, we have a better image available. Is it no bad system? Are there no other pictures for this thing? Nope, I guess not.
No,
Per-
that was the only one. Only
perfection.
one I had. Perfection. If there's ever a game that would give you a heart attack, this is it.
Like mental. You know what? I will admit, when I first saw this game, I didn't think this was a game because this wasn't a game used on me. When they're trying to see how like smart you aren't, they stick this in front of you and tell you to try and do it. Cause okay, so diagnose. Okay, so fun fact: I have ADD, and not like a little bit of ADD. I'm technically not. I was technically not functional for most of my life, and it wasn't even diagnosed until recently because my parents are those kind of people who refuse to think that their child has anything wrong with them, unless something horrible happens.
Like most like most parents of the 80s, yeah.
Yeah. So so what happened? So they thought that. So like honestly, so the school thought something was wrong with me. Of course, I knew everything, and I had an insane ability to retain information because that's how ADD actually works. And but they thought I was slow, so they would stick that thing in front of me and just tell me to go at my own pace. And I would constantly just go and finish it. And I'm like, okay, now what? And they're like, do it again because they were on they have the assumption that I was mentally handicapped, and so and apparently a way of testing that was to get them to play this game, and if they screwed it up, that was like their proof that you were not smart enough to be in school.
Like if you put a star on the square,
Yeah, if you're like it won't fit. Yeah, like that was
like
their
get
way of
on, get on.
yeah, that like it's like you remember Idiocracy? You ever watched Idiocracy? Like
Yeah.
where they're determining that the guy was like a genius because he put the the pegs in the right hole, like in the right holes. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's kind of what they did to me. And
Huh.
so anytime, and but I always thought as a child that that was like an intelligence test. It wasn't a game.
Oh.
And so when I saw someone have it, I thought that they were mentally handicapped
Oh wow. Okay.
because um as I saw they had it, and I thought, oh, you're getting tested for being stupid too. And yeah, like so that led to a lot of awkward conversations.
Yeah. Which as a child you think is normal, but no, it turns out it's not.
Yeah, no, because yeah, like a fun thing though, if you have things like ADD and stuff, you can act like you give them something to actually focus on. You do it, and because you're not thinking about the timer, you're just thinking, "Nah, nah, nah, nah,
No.
nah. I must make a foot," and yeah, which honestly I quite enjoyed. It was fun though. Then again, I got really annoyed when it would all pop out in the end. I thought to myself, when
Yeah.
like I did all that work,
Like,
and then they leave, and now
no.
they're gone. Gotta do it again. What's the point? Yeah.
Oh, that that ticking noise of the timer is so
Oh
stressful.
yeah, too. Like, and it gets louder and louder, and you're
Yep.
thinking,
Yep.
okay, it's loud enough now. We're gonna explode, and then it doesn't
Then
explode.
you're looking for that last piece because the last time it exploded, you lost a piece, but you didn't know.
Yeah, oh, yeah, because the
Like,
game is
where's the
specifically,
last piece? Oh, I'm sitting on it. Hurry up, hurry up.
and yeah, like the because yeah, you don't because that game is specifically designed to be lost. It's like a dozen little
Yeah.
pieces that you have no idea where any of them are, and then what does it do? It launches them all out. Cat's being
So,
cat.
so every time you don't make the timer, you lose two or more pieces.
Yeah. So like, so it comes to a point like, did you win? You like, are you there? You just ran out of pieces, or like, do you just not know? Like, but then just because it's one of those games, you have no idea whether or not you're actually losing or winning because like just not enough pieces. All right, I have a cat who decided that she needed my attention.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Evie, be good. We're doing something.
yeah, I know, right?
We're on the internets.
Sorry. Anyways, so yeah. So okay, but yeah, so this was one of your choices. You played this game a lot as a kid.
Yeah, this was actually one of the games that I actually had for I don't know how long I had it. I guess until I lost all the pieces. Yeah, my sister and I used to play it all the time. Like force it to. Well, actually, we practice a lot. We just like put in all the pieces as fast as we can without setting a timer or pushing it down. And then when we thought we were ready, like, all right, I'm ready. We push it down, put the timer up, and then like just race to do it as fast as possible. We'd both be doing it at the same time to make sure that we made the timer. Of course, we were really little kids. I mean, I was probably like 5 or 6. My sister was like 4 or 5.
Nothing's a picture anymore.
Well, it's pretty much how we did it. How we did it. We rarely played it alone
Hmm.
because we got freaked out.
By the really that freaked you out that much?
The sound of the timer, yeah, for a little kid, it's like a bomb exploding. And then there's also the fear of losing the pieces.
Oh. Okay, I'm trying to find the picture of something right now for this because I just want to because this like you reminded me of the losing of all the pieces of another game I had as a child. I'm trying to find a picture, but fun
What game
fact.
is that?
Okay, so one more second. I'm just gonna keep talking until I have said enough words to find the thing. And sorry is
Yeah,
also a
it's
fun
not
game,
pop.
but
It didn't taste
and
like popcorn.
it did you say it didn't taste like popcorn?
Yeah, Jeremy says it looks like popcorn. Definitely didn't taste like popcorn.
Yeah, no. Like if that's what popcorn looks like to you, you should stop. You should not eat that popcorn.
No,
Don't eat the popcorn, dude.
probably very bad popcorn
There
then.
we go. That's what I got it.
Yeah.
Crossfire. You get caught up in that.
Oh, I never had that game.
Okay, so here's a game of the '80s that involved things that easily got lost. Crossfire,
There's a little marbles.
bearings, ball
Oh, bear.
bearings. So yeah,
Ah,
so this is a product of the '80s, and had an amazing commercial to it where like with the theme song and everything, it was all like extra like powerful lightning retro shit that like kind of looks like how our background looks. Like look at that. You can even see the grid on it.
yeah.
Like look at that grid. like all the lines look at basically yeah, it looks like our thing. And the idea of the game, like I didn't
It
even know
does.
how like it took me forever to know how to play the game. Like I thought it was just shoot the bearings at each other. But the idea was that like you were supposed to get one of those two giant objects into your opponent's side without getting it in your side, and so
Ah,
you're just shooting them at each other and hoping to and
so it's
like
kind of like air hockey.
yeah, and you got and your ammo was the bearings that would end up on each other's side. Like so, as you were shooting and wasting ammo, you were giving the other guy ammo, and then vice versa. So like you were constantly just grabbing the bearings, dropping them in, and like trying to go, and like they're always on the floor and shit. So mom broke her spine slipping on one, and you because and you ran out of ammo.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, these were yeah,
Well,
and
that must have been fun.
it was fun. Those two times you could play it before you lose all the bearings. It's a super awesome game. I don't know if they make it anymore. I think I saw stuff on Amazon.
They probably have something similar.
Well, there probably is. Actually, hold on. Yeah, cross. Okay, Hasbro has it, but it says currently unavailable. So
Well, it exists then.
yeah, adult game. Oh, okay. So I saw adult game thinking, what the hell is an adult game for Hasbro? Apparently, categories is an adult game or Risk Lord of
Oh,
the
okay.
Rings. I was gonna have a moment. I'm like, what? Wait, when did Hasbro go there? Oh, okay. But yeah. Oh, where was I? Sorry, I keep looking at these things. My brain keeps getting lost. Oh, okay. So yeah, these were my games. And okay, so we talked about like okay, so I think we're talking about enough of the stuff that we remember, good stuff. And I think now is a good time for me to get into the thing that I always seem to do, where I start talking about the things that make me angry.
Oh yeah,
It,
that's always fun.
yes, it is time for tech being an old angry man, angry old man tech. So insert caption here, angry mode. Uh, so yeah,
Hey,
no, the
what
one,
makes you angry?
all the things. No, so I actually saw. So first off, like we didn't even talk about Clue. I never played Clue as a kid, but apparently everyone had
Me
it. It was a
neither.
game. Amazing movie, by the way. I would love to talk about that movie. We'll make that a thing. Uh, but one okay, so two things that really bother me. One, we already talked about it. People creating house rules so that they win. The other
Yeah,
one, the other one that really bugged me, it really bugs me, is how there are so many versions of these games. Like, okay, so let's talk about okay, so Monopoly. How many editions of Monopoly are there?
there's
Uh
so many.
like there are okay, so yeah, there's the like here's how we go. There's the standard version, like which is the standard Monopoly that we see.
Yeah,
And they even have ones like, and then they have ones that can provide the house rules. And of course the UK version. And then they have, let's see, there's the Here and Now edition, which they give you all the extra stuff. Like they make it more modern, where things didn't cost $100; they cost $100,000 because inflation's a thing.
oh yeah.
Then they have the Monopoly Empire, Token Madness, which contains golden tokens and like they have extra stuff for that. Jackpot Ultimate Banking Edition, where they actually had an electronic bank that you used.
That's true. I never played that one.
Yep, Miss Monopoly version of the game that had female players because Monopoly is sexist. I don't know.
Well,
They and
there's
then
only one character.
they're like all the characters are inanimate objects.
Yeah,
Like how is a boat like how is a boat a dude? Like how is a cannon a dude?
not.
Like
There's,
okay, but
there's a
yeah,
dog and a
but yeah,
shoe.
and then there's all the like the franchise editions like Lord of the Rings Monopoly, uh,
Yeah,
the
I have Star Wars Monopoly.
Harry Potter Monopoly,
Yeah,
uh,
basically anything Disney, they got it covered.
Disney, Pixar, Mario Kart,
True.
My Little Pony. I'm just looking down the list here. There's all these different versions of Monopoly, and apparently they have special rules for it. But basically, all it is just like, oh well, we're playing Lord of the Rings Monopoly. It's like, yay, I have the Shire. Oh, the Gondor is mine now. Just why? And then they do the same thing with Risk, or like they had Lord of the Rings Risk, or they have or like Harry Potter Risk, which I don't know how Harry Potter could be a war game. Like oh God, kill
Yeah,
the
it's
Muggles. Uh,
a little strange. I don't know.
just can we like
They find a way, I guess.
I mean like nowadays there are a million different board games out there, and most of them are variations of the same thing. But
Yeah,
back in the day, back when Hasbro and Parker Brothers were our only means of getting board games, they just hashed out the same three board games and they just like the same three names, you know, Clue, Monopoly, and Risk. And then what they would do is they would just give it a different name. So basically, you're playing almost like you'd be playing a completely different game, like apparently, but nope, you're just playing Risk or Monopoly, but with different colored stuff, and there might be a different rule or a different
Much.
piece. Way to press against the box there, guys.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
rebrand you. That's all.
hmm.
But we bought them as kids, and we saw a commercial, so we had to have it.
Yes, had to be had. How we do. But then again, there was other board games from we were when we were kids. Where there was one other board game that was actually very Dungeons and Dragons like. I forget its name, so I could not find it. Uh, sorry.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
Yeah, no, like like Keys to the Kingdom or something like that. I don't know. I'll look it up another time, but
No,
that's the only one I can really think of.
something something to Google later.
Yep, something. Yeah. Well, we'll bring it. We'll talk about it. I'll do other things about it in post. Oh yeah, does Uno count as a board game?
Uh, it's more of a card game.
Yeah. Well, then again, usually it gets cropped in with the same thing. Kind of has the same
Right.
problem.
Yeah, I really
Uh.
like Uno. That
Oh
was
yeah,
fun.
it was another game. I actually got into a fist fight because of Uno.
Really,
Uno
I
let
never got that far with.
Uno had brought me to fisticuffs with one of my cousins.
Ooh.
Uh, I was yeah,
Did
I
they
was
stick you with like 16 cards?
no, I was in okay, I was in Europe for the summer, visiting family there. We were at the beach, and we were teaching our littlest cousin. She was like 6, how to play Uno, and we were showing her the rules, and we were helping her along and helping her win. And of course, you know, I had the one of my cousins. He was one of those guys who was like, "Oh, I'm the best there is at everything, and no one can beat me." And like he would not shut up about how like we helped her, so she technically didn't win, and getting mad at
Oh,
her
come on.
for having pride for winning. And I turned around and I just called him the littlest dick in the world, and he punched me in the side of the head.
Holy
Now
shit.
keep in mind that at 16 I was still a giant monster man who could make Shrek look like Farquaad. So like, you know, this little dude, little British dude, punched me in the head and thought that he could get away with it. Uh,
My fist weighs more than your whole body.
oh god, like it was like he punched me like really hard as he could, and like it was kind of like it was just kind of like the fuck, then just thwack, and then like I thought that would be the end of it because like I just kind of smacked him aside, but apparently he took that as a real hit, and so he started to start wailing on me, and I'm thinking to myself like, dude,
I
it's
really getting into
like first I wasn't even contemplating the fact that this guy was trying to hurt me because you know he was small and British. Fight
Yeah.
me. Um, like I just kept thinking to myself, like, wow, this guy is really angry because he lost at Uno. Like as prideful as this guy is, he didn't win a single game. And then I just, you know, then of course I punched him, and then he cried and went to his mommy. But you know,
Of course.
yeah. But then yeah, like I really had a fist fight. Like I had a like because well, you know he used fists on
It's
me
just because it sucks at a game.
because you know Uno. People get way too competitive about board games.
Yeah.
Like that's why you know that's why alcohol needs to be involved because you're focused more on the alcoholism than the actual
It's more
board game.
important than
Yeah,
actually winning the game.
exactly. You know, like you know the Scrabble drinking game. Every time you hit a word score, you take a shot. Every time you like you know, use up a certain amount of letters, you take a shot. If your word takes up more than 10 points in a single thing, you take a shot. Easily get faced. Uh,
Oh yeah. So the rules are pretty much, getting drunk instead of winning the game. Just much
exactly.
better.
In Mono-
Everybody gets along when they're drunk.
yeah, in Monopoly, it's every time you drink past go, um, you have to drink Fireball or something very very angry when you hit luxury tax.
Ooh, all
If
right.
if you're in jail, you have two options: either take a line of shots, that's like 5 shots minimum,
Ooh.
or do the roll. And if you don't make the roll, you have to take 3 shots. Like I
You
mean,
might
like
have to do that 3 turns in a row.
no, after the third turn, you take 3 shots
Okay.
instead. That was the idea. 5 shots right away or 3 shots there.
Okay. I thought you had to take 3 shots every turn
No,
you
no,
can
no.
roll. Okay.
No. At the end, like when you
Okay.
get to a certain point, you take 3 shots. Like so. Oh, I didn't make it. Oh, I didn't make it. Okay, and I take my third one, and then okay, dang, dang, dang. Or right at the beginning, oh God, I don't want to be in jail. Bam, 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 bam.
Just take the shot right away.
And
Okay.
now you guys. Yeah. Rib sprinkler.
2 turns later, you end up back in jail.
Yeah, which is just so shit faced. Risk, the obvious one. Every every uh every combat is a drinking game. You fight, like if you're gonna go for 3 freaking rolls, it's you do 3 drinks. You don't do hard liquor right away. You only do the hard liquor
Yes.
if you
Keep the beer
lose.
for like territories.
Yeah, exactly. If you're doing it for the individual fights, you go beer or something really light. If you're doing, but like if you're gonna make for like the big move, you're making a big move, or if you're like, or if you're gonna turn in your guys, that's when you take the rum shots. Uh,
Makes sense.
or if your army gets wiped,
Okay.
you take the 3 shots, or you take the shot. Um, and let's see what else was there. We got Scrabble, Risk, Monopoly. Never played Clue enough to actually be a
Yeah, I
drinking
never
game of that.
played Clue either, so I have no idea how to transform that into a drinking game.
Um, yeah, like those were really how they worked out. Good time. Okay, so I think actually we're reaching a good point to wrap up. I think
All right.
we've gotten everything
We've
out.
gone around all of our favorite games,
Yeah.
especially ones that make us angry.
Yes. Um. So yeah. So let's just so to
Well, actually, I just wanted to tell one more story because I did
oh,
promise two of my cousins like one little story.
all right. Fair.
Um,
Go for it.
Going back to Risk, like my dad used to beat the crap out of me all the time,
Mm-hmm.
but because of that, and this is for you, Jem, and William, I used to go and play against my little cousins afterwards, and thanks to my dad, I was really good at it. So I would always beat them. And this one time, they went, "All right, he's really beating us. Let's team up against him and beat him." So they tried doing that. They put all their armies together, and they almost beat me. But then I figured out a strategy, and beat them anyways.
What was the strategy?
Well, pretty much sticking to Australia, and then I snuck around. Just snuck around America. I went around. I took Australia and South America, and I just kept those until I gathered enough armies, and I just took them over since they were so spread out.
Wow, you fool. Ah, dick moves. Head by all.
Yep. So I was a bit of a dick, but I was still following the rules.
Of
But
course.
they were younger than me, so they weren't as educated on the game as I was.
All right. Fair enough.
Thanks to my dad, I was better,
Okay.
even though my dad was still much better than me.
All right. Fair. Fair.
Probably still is.
What do you say?
In case you're watching, Dad, you're probably still better at Risk than me.
Okay. So right again. I think this is going to be our okay. So I think we're going to wrap up now.
Yep.
So again, if you things I always forget to say at the beginning. That's at the end. So again, if you haven't checked it already, it's linked down below for Humble Bundle. Check them out. Under Ubisoft, I believe Monopoly is actually on sale for only $5. Good to give it a try.
Pretty good deal.
I'd go for it. Probably going to play that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Sadness encountered.
Yeah,
Of course.
we can't flip the board.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a button to do it. Just rage quit. That's how it
There might
works.
be. Yeah, that's true.
Then yeah. So yeah, Humble Bundle. Check out my of course, I have a tip page down below as well. If you want to help us keep our podcast going and give us anything, if you have any ideas for future topics, please let me know through either my Twitter, direct messaging, Discord, or anything else I may be on. I have access to all those things. And yeah, same thing goes with my friend Chris there and all that. Oh, sorry, Vexed
Yep.
Hulk and
Ah, it's
everything.
okay.
Uh, and yeah, if there's any other content you wish us to do, anything else you want to give us that like, comment, or subscribe, please do so.
And
Uh,
ring that little bell.
and of course, the little bell icon. I do highly recommend that. If you are watching this on another site, because I will soon be moving these to other platforms such as Spotify and or Apple Podcasts. So make sure to check us out on our YouTube page. And yeah, I have been the Tech Support Ninja,
I am Vex Hulk. I don't even know my own name.
and we will see you again next week, 10 p.m. Have a
Have a
great
good
day.
night.
Take care, guys.
Bye.